Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're gonna talk about how the Warriors came up short in the play-in game against the Phoenix Suns. They lose this one 111 to 96. It was competitive, it was close, and then the Suns got control of it and was able to win by double figures. Draymond Green didn't have the same defensive impact like he did in the last one, but he did play 36 minutes. He had 5 points. He went 2 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Didn't shoot the ball that great. He also had 5 turnovers and 6 personal fouls. In this one, the Suns found a lot of success against him, which is good to see. He also had 1 steal. He was a minus 13 and plus minus. And it was just good to see the Suns be able to find a way to get what they wanted against them and also get them out of the game. Guy Santos, 30 minutes. He ended up getting 9. He went 4 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. 4 offensive rebounds out of the 6. He had 4 personal fouls. And he finished as a minus 8 and plus minus. A tough game for him. Of course, you would have liked if he would have made a couple threes, but it didn't happen. Other than that, he did everything else. Kept the ball moving, got deep positions, tried to find a way to get some good high percentage drives. It ended up being a good night for him. Kristaps Porzingis, he only gave you 15 minutes, but he played well in them. 11 points. He went 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. It's funny seeing a 7-footer plus come off a screen and knock down the 3, but that actually happened in this one. He went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He only gave you 1 rebound because he was mostly on the perimeter. He did give you 3 turnovers, 1 personal foul, and was a minus 22 and plus minus. That was a game where you looked at it and said, I wish he could have played more because he was one of our better players out there. And then Stephen Curry, 36 minutes. He had 17 points. He went 4 of 16 from the field and 3 of 10 from 3 and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. If Steph ain't giving you 25 to 30, you're going to have a hard time winning that game with this roster basically against anybody. He went out there, took what he can take, did what he can do, but it wasn't enough, and he wasn't efficient enough to help them be able to win this one. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers, and 2 steals. The 2 steals ended up being the most on the team. He had 1 personal foul and was a minus 13 in plus minus. And then Brendan Podziemski, 39 minutes, 23 points. He was playing all the way to the end. He didn't want to lose this one, but it wasn't enough with his 23 points, which was game high for the Warriors. He went 9 of 17 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Even grabbed the most rebounds on the 10 and finished with a double-double because he had 10 of them. He did have 4 turnovers, though. That was the worst thing he did. That's how good he was tonight, whether it was threes, drives, or even just passing up some shots for his teammates. And then he had 1 steal, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and was a minus 5 and plus minus. It was just a good night from him. Al Horford, 26 minutes. He had 9 points. He went 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 5 boards and 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul, and a minus 3 and plus minus. He still had a good game. It wasn't the worst night for him. He did what he could in the amount of time that he was out there for. Obviously, the Suns just had the right matchups and counters for a lot of what the Warriors were doing in this one, and then they just ran out of gas. They just couldn't keep it going. They just couldn't make enough shots. They just couldn't get enough stops in this one, and they ended up being their demise. Charles Bassey played 1 minute. He didn't do anything, but he didn't have a turnover or a personal foul. He finished as a plus 2 and plus minus. Seth Curry played 1 minute. He didn't get no turnovers or no personal fouls. Also was a plus 2 and plus minus. Gary Payton II made some easy looks. 4 points for him, 2 of 4 from the field. Missed his only 3-pointer. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers. He had 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and was a minus 10 and plus minus. And then DeAnthony Melton played 28 minutes. That was the most off the bench. He had 16 points. He went 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He scored, took some good looks, took some tough ones. It worked enough in this one, so you're happy with what he gave you on both ends. He did have the most rebounds off the bench with 8. He also had 3 assists, 1 turnover, 3 offensive boards, no personal foul, and was a minus 9 and plus minus. And Pat Spencer, 1 minute, 2 points. He missed his only three. He went 1 or 2 from the field. He had no turnovers. He had no personal fouls. And he was a +2 and plus minus. And then Will Richard, 1 minute, no turnovers, no personal fouls, and a +2 and plus minus. Didn't really get a ton out of their bench, and their starters wanted more from them, but that's all they gave you, and that's all they really had. And you look at Phoenix, everyone in their starting lineup played 30 minutes besides Oso. Other than that, they all scored in double figures, which was good. Dylan Brooks, 30 minutes, 13 points. He didn't shoot the ball that well. That's just been a problem with him. Sometimes it looks like he's one of the better starters. Sometimes he looks just like another player. But it was mainly because he went 4 of 14 from the field and 3 of 8 from three, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He also had 5 turnovers and 4 personal fouls on this one. He had 1 rebound and 4 assists. And then he had finished as a +21 and plus minus. I mean, this is what you're going to get from him sometimes. He can be erratic offensively. You know he's going to compete defensively. You know he's going to play hard. But on the offensive end, you just don't know what you're going to get from him sometimes. Oso played 26 minutes. He had 10 points. He went 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Good finishing around the rim from him. And that's what you knew he was going to bring to the table besides rebounding. He got 6 boards in 26 minutes. He had 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 offensive boards, 2 personal fouls, and was a -1. And plus minus did everything you could besides make a 3. Devin Booker went 10 to 10 from the free throw line. That was one of the keys. You got to keep him off the free throw line. They really couldn't. And then he didn't make any threes. He finished 0 of 4. He went 5 of 12 from the field and had 20 points. And he played the most minutes with 42. He knew he wanted this opportunity. He wanted this chance to make the playoffs. They played all season to get it. And he did have 8 assists, so he was scoring his way and doing it on the getting it done on the offensive end, even tricking them a little bit on the defensive end. You know, the Warriors didn't really know how to guard him. They didn't really know how to stop him from doing what he wanted to do in this one. And when they tried, he always kept the ball moving like he's done all season with this roster. He did have 6 boards, 1 turnover, and a steal. 4 personal fouls was a +25 and plus minus. And then you look at Jordan Goodwin, 34 minutes, 19 points. He kept getting open. So you got to blame the Warriors for not being all the way tapped in this one. He went 7 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He helped them close the Warriors and be able to have a good lead on them. He had the most rebounds on the team with 9, 2 assists, 1 turnover, but he did have 6 steals, and it was crucial too. And he also had 4 offensive boards, 1 personal foul, was a +17 and plus minus. He was an X factor in this one. He really stepped up in that starting lineup and gave them exactly what they needed on both ends of the court. And then Jalen Green, 40 minutes, he had 36 points. He was making wild and crazy looks, but that's his style. That's his game. Can't really hate on him tonight because they went in a lot of the time. He went 14 to 20, meaning he only missed 6 shots. And he went 8 of 14 from 3. And they was dropping. So if he gets hot, you know, this team is going to be tough to beat. And it's been like that when he's been healthy. He's a good player. You know, you just want him to play great more consistently, and that's the only knock on him. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, 3 blocks. The 3 blocks ended up being the most on the team. 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and a +22 and plus minus. Royce O'Neal, 26 minutes, 11 points. It ended up being the most off the bench. He went 4 of 11 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. You think that he would shoot better because a lot of the shots was open. It just didn't have a touch from the distance tonight, but he still had a good enough game. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. He did get in foul trouble. He finished with 5, but he did exactly what he normally does when he was out there. Just they had a good way of getting them to bite. And once they did that, it worked throughout the entire game. But the Warriors can be that way sometimes. He was a -4 and plus minus. Haywood Highsmith, 10 minutes. He went 0 of 3 from the field. He missed every 3. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnovers. He had 2 steals, 2 personal fouls, and was a +8 and plus minus. Ryan Dunn, 7 minutes. He missed his only shot, which was a 3. No turnovers. He had a steal, no personal fouls, and was a -2 and plus minus. Rasheer Flemings, 1 minute. He ended up having no turnovers, no personal foul, was a -2 and plus minus. Kaman Malawach played 5 minutes. He missed his only shot, which was a three. He had 2 rebounds, no turnovers. One personal foul, was a +2 and plus minus. Amir Coffey, 1 minute. He had no turnovers. He had no personal fouls and was a -2 and plus minus. Colin Gillespie, 17 minutes. He had 2 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field. He ended up missing his only shot, which was a three. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. So, he gave you something, in those 17 minutes. And then he had one offensive board out of the two, and the personal foul was a -7 and plus minus. He had a good amount of minutes, just wasn't really involved as much as he probably would like to be. But, this was a game where they was able to figure it out anyway. And they always had some weapons on the court to help them not lose the lead or give the Golden State Warriors momentum to be able to make a comeback to try to win it even in the fourth. And then you look at Bouye. He had 1 minute played. He didn't take any shots. He had one board, no turnovers, no personal foul, was a -2 and plus minus. Phoenix ended up winning the first quarter 33-15, but the Warriors came back because they won the second quarter 30-17. Then Phoenix beat them 28-24 in the third quarter and 33-27 in the fourth to be able to win it. And then you look at the Suns, they took 81 field goals. They shot 48% from the field. 74 taken by the Warriors, they shot 45%. 49 threes taken by the Suns, they shot 37%. 33 taken by the Warriors, they shot 33%. Both teams shot a good amount of free throws, but the Suns shot 15 and made all of them, while the Warriors shot more, which was 23. They only made 83 of them percentage-wise. And then 36 rebounds for the Suns, 39 for the Warriors, 23 assists for the Suns, 22 for the Warriors, 12 turnovers for the Suns, 20 for the Warriors, 14 steals for the Suns, which is way too many. But the Warriors have been known to turn the ball over a lot. And they did so in this game. Like I said, they had 20 turnovers, which is way too many. And they only got 5 steals, no blocks, while the Suns got 4 blocks. 9 offensive rebounds for the Suns, 12 for the Warriors. Both teams had 27 defensive rebounds. And then 23 personal fouls for the Suns, 19 for the Warriors. And you look at it and you say, well, the Warriors made it interesting throughout the game. They just flamed out. I'm just going to be honest with you. They just didn't have enough defensively. The Suns were making tough ones. They was throwing up some crazy shots. They was dropping. They was falling in. They made good reads. They passed the ball at the right time. They got stops when it mattered in throughout the game. They just played like the better team. They just played like fine wine. They just juiced real well. Just really got the best out of themselves in the game that they had to win if they wanted to make the playoffs. They stepped up in this one and got it done easily. I thought it'd be more of a tougher game. I thought the Warriors would figure out how to get it done, but the Suns played at home. They rolled with that crowd. They believed in them. They're a good team. Like I said, they proved that all year with all the injuries, with everything that's been going on with them this season, and with some of their best players being out of the lineup and never really being able to figure it out at the right time. They still found a way to make the playoffs. They still found a way to finish above 500, and they played some really strong basketball throughout the season and in the play-in tournament since they beat a tough Warriors team. So the Warriors got back in it. They still had to pull it through and get it done because it wasn't going to come easy. They knew that, and they ended up getting it done. And now, if you want to see what I feel about the Oklahoma City versus the Suns game, you need to subscribe and comment, like, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about the video and what you guys think about this win for the Suns. And at the end of the day, make sure y'all check out my next video, which is a prediction of who's going to win between the Thunder and the Suns. So if you ain't subscribed, you definitely want to do that now if you like these type of videos and you like this one. And check out more. I got over 4,800 videos on my channel. So just be sure to watch and have fun doing so. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, man, with more analysis.